Hi, welcome back to Nini's Nest. I have a surprise for you. Today and tomorrow I'm going to be reading two books about the same subject. The beach, the ocean, one of my favorite places, and so I also hope you can see it's by Eric Carle. It's called A House for Hermit Crab. And hermit crabs are so interesting. I once had one in my classroom for a visit. A friend brought it, one of my little friends, one of my kindergarten students brought it to school, and we watched it all day long on and off. So it was so good to see one right there in person. Just take a look at the beautiful way that Eric Carle illustrated it. Maybe some of you might be at the beach. I don't know. Could be. This looks like some of the finger painting type art that Eric Carle did in his books. And then inside we see the title page, Eric Carle, A House for Hermit Crab. Time to move, said Hermit Crab one day in January. I've grown too big for this little shell. He had felt safe and snug in his shell, but now it was too snug. Hermit Crab stepped out of the shell and onto the floor of the ocean, but it was frightening out in the open sea without a shell to hide in. What if a big fish comes along and attacks me, he thought. I must find a new house soon. Let's see how many of these little fish are coming towards Hermit Crab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They don't look too dangerous. Early in February, a month later, Hermit Crab found just the house he was looking for. It was a big shell and strong. He moved right in, wiggling and waggling about inside it to see how it felt. It felt just right, but it looked so plain, thought Hermit Crab. In March, Hermit Crab met some sea anemones. They swayed gently back and forth in the water. How beautiful you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and live on my house? It's so plain. It needs you. I'll come, whispered a small sea anemone. Gently, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and put it on his shell. In April, Hermit Crab passed a flock of starfish moving slowly along the seafloor. How handsome you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to decorate my house? I would, signaled a little sea star. Carefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and put it on his house. See how many starfish there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In May, Hermit Crab discovered some coral. They were hard and didn't move. How pretty you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to help make my house more beautiful? I would, creaked a crusty coral. Gingerly, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. Do you know what gingerly means? That's a word that means very carefully. So very carefully picked up with his claw one of the coral because they're a little bit harder. They might crack or something. In June, Hermit Crab came to a group of snails crawling over a rock on the ocean floor. They grazed as they went, picking up algae and bits of debris and leaving a neat path behind them. How tidy and hard-working you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and help clean my house? I would, offered one of the snails. Happily, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. It's looking very snazzy. Let's see if we can count the snails. Let's count them kind of by rows. That makes sure we don't miss one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Excuse me. In July, Hermit Crab came upon several sea urchins. They had sharp, prickly needles. They sure do. How fierce you look, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to protect my house? I would, answered a spiky sea urchin. Gratefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it near his shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sea urchins. In August, Hermit Crab and his friends wandered into a forest of seaweed. So dark here, thought Hermit Crab. How dim it is, murmured the sea anemone. How gloomy it is, whispered the starfish. How murky it is, complained the coral. I can't see, said the snail. It's like nighttime, cried the sea urchin. In September, Hermit Crab spotted a school of lanternfish darting through the dark water. How bright you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to light up our house? I would, replied one lanternfish, and it swam over near the shell. I bet you can count how many lanternfish there are pretty easily. Did you guess 3? You're right. In October, Hermit Crab approached a pile of smooth pebbles. How sturdy you are, said Hermit Crab. Would you mind if I rearranged you? That means he wants to move them around. Not at all, answered the pebbles. Hermit Crab picked them up one by one with his claw and built a wall around his shell. Now my house is perfect, cheered the Hermit Crab. That looks like a lot of pebbles. Do you think we could count those? We have to be careful because there's a lot here together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 pebbles. But in November, Hermit Crab felt that his shell seemed a bit too small. Little by little over the year, Hermit Crab had grown. Soon he would have to find another bigger home. But he had come to love his friends, the sea anemone, the starfish, the coral, the sea urchin, the snail, the lanternfish, and even the smooth pebbles. They have been so good to me, thought Hermit Crab. They are like a family. How can I ever leave them? Do you know which ones are which? Do you know where the snail is? The sea anemones? The starfish? Yes, it looks like a star. The lanternfish? The coral? The pebbles? In December, a smaller hermit crab passed by. I have outgrown my shell, she said. Would you know of a place for me? I've outgrown my house too, answered Hermit Crab. I must move on. You are welcome to live here, but you must promise to be good to my friends. "I promise," said the little crab. The following January, Hermit Crab stepped out and the little crab moved in. "Couldn't stay in that little shell forever," said Hermit Crab as he waved goodbye. The ocean floor looked wider than he had remembered, but Hermit Crab wasn't afraid. Soon he spied the perfect house, a big empty shell. It looked, well, a little plain, but sponges, he thought, barnacles, clownfish, sand dollars, electric eels. Oh, there are so many possibilities. I can't wait to get started. If you have never heard of some of those things, they're all things in the ocean, and it tells about them all on this page after the story is over, which we've come to the end of. And I love this story so much because I love the beach. I love to see the creatures from the ocean. I haven't seen all of these in person, but I've seen many of them. And I have a sand dollar that I brought home from the beach once. So if you love the beach and you know the names of these things or have seen them, I'm sure you've loved it too. Maybe it makes you want to go to the beach. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up, please. Go over and click the like button, and also subscribe if you haven't already, because we are going to read another book about the ocean tomorrow. Come and be with us tomorrow, and have a great day.